You suffer in this Orwellian world under your equinox, toxic eye protocol verbal stare of just how willingly blind the witnesses of your feet is to abuse us, stomping the silent bottom of your employee's blunt totem 3-month forced protocol pole. This is a defunct assurance of our security's abduction. The rate of our deposit is a grave enlisted shift, where the yard is nothing but parole, and the broken blood engine of our 100% is down. The margin of production is induced enslavement, and the procedures of your monitored lineup are managed. Yes, to the monotonous, meticulously mechanical, inhuman self-engine that follows, yet lest ye fail the spineless 100 to 90% scrutinizing hover over your sovereign attention shoulder of every employment day. This is the occupation theorem of our puny, no, your puny status ladder, where everything is kept online and in a irreversible storage update of life. How were you given the opportunity to over the ocean tide of people see, when you can't see the reflection of yourself in the mirror? You have no soft or hard, yet abusive and tone aggressively deaf skills. How do you explain yourself? I'm not daft. The university-educated attempt of our lives is not witness. We don't need to be micromanaged to the simplest documented event that you give us instructions to do. We can follow the diagram that you've given to us. It's right on the wall. Even a primordial, dim-witted teenager, derelict of consciousness, could make ease of this, the task. You must have been a brown, claws-nose adopted member of managerial infected greed children of the cosmic hive of profit, where the only thing matters is a sick-minded reality alignment. Don't you dare tell me the story about how long you've been with the company, or you deserve to be where you are, that you worked, pardon my language, hard. Nothing matters beyond the nose, unless it's the grotesque bare form of your ass, the boss you've been suckling at the teat of for an age of this past life. Yes, your reincarnation is special, as you profess to care about every employee underneath the social malignant stigma of your intolerant status. This is a dire circumstance dice. The snake tattoo of our slave world is in permanent ink upon the epidermis. It is undeniable. It's undeniably desperate to feed its lonely teenage, wrongly time-offended, battling your younger sibling daughter's children, both of whom are held captive at home, protesting their right to this chapter of life. The baby illicit lost time sitting is happening because you're too gritty in the manifest carpe diem destiny rife existence that is a deluge of amputated shameless consciousness, where man's morality is nothing but a hole in the managerial bleed-out staff. You're a troll under the 90-day secret day bridge, the employment parole, a toll-aging 50-year worker bridge, holding onto the claws of retirement until we're aged, nearly dead, where our restriction is everything denied hope access. You've stolen everything because you think us to be subordinate marionettes, eternally and equally in liberty, replacing them with a conscious green over black screen text sedation, a hyper everyone must clink link text, all the while saluting a god wearing Gucci greed, do nothing on the end of goggles, where he sees nothing but fodder and the files of Prada leather soul burdened bag that's holding the destiny of the blessed, just like you. It's 1,000 leaps and toxic footprint bound. that you've found your way into this managerial role. A swollen god damned the world inside your swollen buzzard. All must procedurally follow the bloated status of your quo-plagued gut. And you've chained your mouth to agree, spouting hate blame the victim's speech. The tongue regurgitating hateful spite and tolerance straight from your skeletal vulture, White House cross tattooed gut. The tongue of your mouth. How do you live with your intolerable, immoral, confident, convictionless self in the mirror? You are the tumor-white inner placid, raise no compassionate figure, eye blind. The personnel that's mistreated everyone on this planet like puppets. In a historically replete slavery is happening every 9 to 5 day. Do you even see the fear? The fear for their ability to feed their families behind the subjugated, submissive, servant attitudes. Their eyes dwell in 12-hour shifts below your slave meager wages. Does nothing give you an awful memory ache when you realign yourself to wake in the moment? No. I bet you instantly change the channel or walk away in a rage that you've even been intolerably suffered to subject the witness to, a channel televised starving child, or a charitable request, or in a journalistic way. You merely change or walk. Well, surprise, mother of the illegitimate drunk. Tip your into complacency realms. For too long you've held the derelict, bulimic self-esteem dignity in the top tier. For too long you've had manager, and that status is now built in. You can't see its graft to failure written in your personality codex. I mean to say that nature's moral trench is now a wreckage. It's in part thanks to people like you, the lion in you, desiring to tame everyone in sight. It's a hard confession pill of a rock to swallow. The fact that atonement's claws will never be yours, the epidermis habitat cocoon that is everything about you, is it against humanity. Indeed, you empower an early coffin grave for young fathers and raped mothers in your yard. This is a prison. A prison for the ideal hope that's been conjured, but nothing from a ring that matters except the profitability of your fact is true. We, the proletariat harbingers, are now more educated, adaptable, and better at the quote-unquote quotable quote job than you ever professed to even meagerly do. Upon our backs your malignant cancer profitability spreads. Unfortunately, we're too weary from the day-to-day bleed-out grind of this remnant life to raise our own fingers in domestic vote against you, because we acknowledge who runs this world. And it isn't our benign governments. Because we're all stuck in the ancient vibe of process that's no longer necessary. Our education is no longer building children to be the same. But in fact it is. This is unnecessary, for jobs tomorrow, today, don't exist. And there's no longer any need for hive-minded drones, once reserved for the right of corporations' desire of the office to coffee shop. We own your space. There's no need for us to be all exactly the sedated same. So save your hum, beat the drum of old animals proclaiming to be humans. Animals, defiant still to the end as leaders, in earnest anticipation of our freedom.